Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. You ready to jump into something kind of different today?
Absolutely. Always excited to see what we're going to uncover.
Well, today we're looking at a lyric video.
Yeah.
And it's from a YouTube channel called God's Mind, Body, and Spirit.
Interesting. So we're going full-on spiritual today.
Yeah. The song's called Create in Me a Clean Heart.
Yeah.
And just the title alone, kind of gives you that sense of longing, that spiritual yearning.
Right. Seeking something higher.
Exactly. But then you look at the actual lyrics we're looking at today, just a snippet, really.
Yeah.
And it's raw.
Raw. How
Hefty.
is... So like rough around the edges theologically, or?
Oh, yeah. No, it's grammatically rough. The language itself is fragmented, like you're overhearing someone's very personal, very raw prayer. And that makes it all the more fascinating to analyze,
I see. So we're not just looking at the message, but also the way it's being delivered. The form itself becomes part of the meaning.
Exactly. And that's what makes this deep dive so interesting, I think.
Gotcha.
These lyrics, oh man,
Yeah.
heavy stuff.
Lay it on me.
There's this feeling of struggle, like really deep struggle and hiding, and this longing for something, this clean heart.
So like a spiritual struggle, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. I'm ready to unpack this. What are some of the phrases that really grabbed you?
Well, like right off the bat, I've been down for so long.
Okay.
That feeling of being stuck in a rut, just weighed down.
And then a little later it says, the devil's influence.
Ooh, interesting.
So now we're talking about like good and evil, right?
Yeah.
It's internal battle going on.
Yeah, totally. And could be like temptation, like giving into something that isn't good for you.
Totally. And then it gets even darker.
Yeah.
Afraid to show myself in the light.
Whoa.
Like hiding from everything, even the good stuff.
That's powerful imagery. It makes you think about shame, maybe guilt, things that we try to keep hidden.
And then it goes, in the dark I chose to hide. Like it's a conscious choice to stay in that darkness.
Yeah, it's like a self-imposed exile almost. You're retreating from the world.
And throughout it all, there's this plea, take not your spirit from me.
That's a powerful line.
Repeated over and over, almost like a mantra.
Yeah, definitely a sense of desperation there.
Right? So what do you make of that? Like, take not your spirit from me.
Well, I mean, it could be interpreted as a fear of abandonment, like, please don't leave me alone in this darkness.
Yeah.
Could also be about feeling unworthy, like I've messed up so bad that I don't deserve your presence anymore.
Yeah, or maybe even like a fear of losing that connection to something bigger than themselves.
Yeah.
Like that divine spark.
Exactly. And the repetition just amplifies that feeling, it's like a desperate plea, a clinging to that last bit of hope.
So we got this person wrestling with their inner demons, right? They're yearning for this clean heart, this renewal, but they're afraid.
Yeah.
And they're pleading for something to hold on to.
Yeah. And what's so interesting is that it's such a universal theme, right? Like we all have those moments where we feel lost or we feel unworthy or we're struggling with something we don't want to show the world.
So what does it even mean to have a clean heart, like in today's world?
That's the $1 million question, isn't it?
Right.
Like, how do we reconcile our flaws with our desire for something better, for something more,
It's like, how do we find that sense of wholeness, that spiritual peace when the world can feel so chaotic and full of darkness sometimes?
It's definitely something to ponder, that's for sure. Yeah.
What does a clean heart mean? And how do they seek it out in their own lives?
Big questions.
Yeah. And, maybe there's not one right answer,
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of it, It's a personal journey for everyone. Wow. It's powerful, even just reading it on the page. You can almost hear the emotion behind the words.
Right. We were talking about before the grammar, the syntax. It's all over the place. Lots of fragmented sentences, missing punctuation, abrupt shifts in thought. It's like stream of consciousness almost.
It makes you wonder, is that intentional, a stylistic choice by the songwriter, or maybe it's a reflection of their emotional state at the time they wrote it?
It's possible, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they were so overwhelmed with emotion that it just spilled out like this. But still, even with those imperfections, it doesn't take away from the impact of the words. To me, it honestly adds to it. It feels more real, more raw, more human.
I agree. There's a certain authenticity to that kind of unfiltered expression.
And speaking of impact, there's that line, take not your spirit from me. It's repeated several times, almost like a mantra. It really stuck with me. What do you think it suggests about the speaker's relationship with the divine?
Yeah, that line is crucial. It speaks volumes about the speaker's state of mind. There's a real fear of abandonment there, a deep reliance on a higher power, like they're clinging to their faith as a lifeline.
Like they're terrified of being left alone in their darkest hour.
Exactly. And that plea to be cleansed, to have a clean heart created within them. It's a powerful image, isn't it?
It is. It makes me think of the Psalms where David begs God for the same thing.
Oh, yeah, there's a clear connection there.
It's about purity, right?
Mm.
But also about new beginnings, wiping the slate clean, starting fresh.
It's a concept that resonates across so many different spiritual traditions. This yearning for inner transformation, a return to a state of grace. It really speaks to that universal human desire to shed our flaws and embrace a better version of ourselves.
But then you look at the language used in these lyrics, and there's this stark imagery of darkness and hiding. It feels almost like a contradiction to that desire for purity.
You're right. There's definitely a tension there, a push and pull between the desire for a clean heart and the weight of past actions, maybe even a sense of shame.
Like those two things can't coexist.
Well, it's more like they're battling it out within the speaker's soul. It's that internal conflict that comes with spiritual growth, you know?
Yeah.
The struggle to confront our own darkness while also seeking redemption.
So they're hiding in the darkness, but also longing for the light.
Exactly. It's like they're caught between wanting to change and being terrified of what stepping into the light might reveal.
That vulnerability is what makes it so relatable, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone has those moments where they want to hide from their mistakes, their imperfections.
It's part of being human. But there's also that flicker of hope, the desire to break free and find the light. It's universal struggle.
And remember, this is just a small snippet of the song. Imagine what other layers of meaning are hidden in the full lyrics. It makes you wonder what happens next. Does the speaker find that clean heart? Do they step into the light?
That's the beauty of art. It sparks curiosity. It leaves us with questions. It invites us to grapple with complex emotions and seek our own interpretations.
So if you're listening and this resonates with you, I encourage you to seek out the full Create in Me a Clean Heart lyric video. Maybe do your own deep dive and see what you uncover.
Absolutely. It's a powerful reminder that even a small fragment of text can open up a world of meaning and emotion.
This has been another fascinating deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.
Keep exploring and keep asking those tough questions.